She will play it because she's a crazy reviewer gamer. Hopefully this song is shorter for you guys because she thinks the last one was too long, but she still is a crazy cat lady, you gamer. Hopefully this is the last one because like before, I don't like singing these songs.
Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational and entertainment purposes. So guys, I know I'm not wearing a white shirt, but this will have to do. I'm wearing the right type of jacket. But this is for, the words is Martha here, but this is for Men in Black 1. Okay? I don't really care about the sequels, and I definitely don't care about the one that came out last week. Don't care. Okay, so this is the one I really care for, so we're not going to do the whole entire song that Will Smith wrote, but we're going to do the first one. That's going to do the Here Come the Men in Black, the one that you remember. It might be the good guys dressed in Men in Black. Remember that. It's the contact. So I'm going to do to stop me from getting a claim. All right, so let's lose the shades because I'm inside, and you guys probably want to see my eyes. And we can get my hair back to the way where it is. So first Men in Black, let's say I'm not seeing it in a while. Maybe I don't have it though, but my streamings had it available, so we had to find a different way. I just had to do it by memory. I've done it before, and I've seen this movie plenty of times, so I should be able to know it by heart. Well, if I forget anything, you guys will probably let me know. Anyway, instead of a pug, we have a kitty. Besides, there's a cat in the first movie, and he's the same color as Sully. Orion. So, this movie starts out with Kay having to go to find some legal aliens at a spot and having to go and get one of them and say that we're Defection 6 to a bunch of cops that are cops that help deal with Mexico. Border cops. And and one of them gets their memory shot once they find out the alien's a real alien. And so, knowing this is either I'm trying to remember what state it's in. Either New Mexico, Texas, or or Arizona. So, or maybe California. Those 4 states, the ones that border Mexico, and stuff like that. And the alien Mikey got killed. The poor alien, but he was going to attack somebody, so yeah. And they had to erase all the border cops' memories. And Kay had to lose his partner because he had to retire, so he shot him with the memory scene so he can retire. And this is when we see Jay. This is when we see Will Smith, Jay. Or I think in this movie it's James. And they had to take. He's chasing a guy, which he went pretty far, like pretty much all the way half of over New York, old our town. And I just love this line here. It's raining black people, isn't it? Like, yep, because he went on top of one of the buses, and and the kid kept just saying to him, when he finally caught up to him, the guy says, "They're coming. I make sure to tell them." And the guy commits suicide. Fire forward, he like changes his eyelids, and that's when Will realizes that he's somebody else, and when he realizes that he's not human, and that's when he fell down, and he realized that guy's not human because he commits suicide though, basically. And right after this, I think is when we see the ship goes down and hits the dirt or the ground, and this is when we see the bad guy, which is I did not notice him because how good they do the makeup in this movie. But if you guys watch Daredevil, the Netflix TV show, that's Kingpin. That's Kingpin. Yeah, I didn't realize because how good his makeup is here, but yeah, because they make him like this guy really look dead. They knew how to make him look dead. Like every single scene you see him in, his body looks more deader and deader and deader. It's like Purple Guy before Purple Guy, but even better. So, and after the roach eats him and like takes over his body, like I still don't get how that roach fitted him. Don't get that. Don't get it all. And they go and get. He goes back inside and eats and asks his wife for sugar water. Give me sugar water. Never gonna try that. I mean, drink water just to get away from sugary drinks. Why add sugar? Well, Zed says it's to clean his throat, but so I think it's here is when and then they show Jay getting his brain his memory. They meet the lady at the morgue, and she gets her and she has a little talk with Dean. Tells James that I believe you, and then Tom and Agent K comes and erases her memory for the first time, and he takes Jay out to eat, and they eat there. At first, he goes and takes him, asks him what type of gun the alien had because he had a gun, and he asks Jay to put out the gun, and the guy who is an alien, he had to keep on shooting the guy's head off, and that part is CGI. I think it's like one of the few things that's actually CGI in this movie because it's back in 1997, so that's one. A lot of the things in this movie is mostly puppets, but this is like one of the fewer things that's CGI when they had to come growing back this guy's head. And so this is when, and he takes Jay to the restaurant and makes sure he gives him the card. They make sure to waste his memory before he gives him the card and tells him to get the card. And he leaves, and the next morning he goes to that dress, and he meets the guy downstairs. Like, so his job is just to make sure that they go up the elevator. Is that what his job is? Because all he does is reads newspapers. So somebody tells me his job is just to say elevator. So, and he meets Jay and he asks him in the elevator like, okay, was he on the elevator? Maybe I should have watched it. Like, I don't think he was in the elevator the first time, but because he had to turn around and see that, like, notice all the other men in the room are military examples, and Zeke and Jed had to introduce himself. We are looking for the best of the best, sirs. And he hands them all papers, and they're all trying to figure out a way to sign the paper, and Jay is the only one that goes over and grabs the table and drags it over him. Which this joke is, it was funny a long time ago, but not anymore. Now it's kind of noisy. He's asking, "Do you want to share, guys? Come on, just want to share, guys." And then they have the where they have to shoot all the aliens, and we know he's the one that shoots that little girl, and asks me, why do you think the little chicken deserved to die? Well, because she had a bunch of dangerous physics books, 8 years old, and he shoots her in the head like, really? And he doesn't have, that guy just had tissue, and that guy was just lifting weights, and so she was the one that the most threat. So, and Zed goes and asks Agent K, so you sure you want this guy? You sure? I'm pretty sure. So Zed goes and erases all the other guys' memories and stuff like that. And then the next morning him and K and J meet each other afterwards so he doesn't get his memory erased about everything, like all the army, all the people in the army and the navy and the air force and stuff like that. And so he explains to him about what happened. He's foreshadowing about the two UFOs that are in New York, and he explaining to them why they're there, and he talking about he gave that big tall man flowers, and he doesn't realize it's aliens yet. So he they have a little talk on a bench, and is explaining to them that these guys are aliens. And every single one they're one out five out of 4 are aliens and stuff like that, and we had to keep them. It's making sure the rest of the people had their stuff like that, their minds wiped. And he says you have to stay here and you'd spend the night. But first he's like, man, people are smart, but humans are stupid, or something like that. And he makes Jay stay at the bench at nighttime, so he had time to think about it. And he tells him, meet me in the morning. And so this is when I think Kay meets him in the elevator, and he says, okay, I'm ready, and that's why you picked me, and yada yada yada. I'm ready. This is what you call ready. You have no idea what you're in for. And they turn around and he sees the elevator, and he sees all the aliens right there. And he takes them down to the computer where we meet. These puppets are really good. I don't remember their names, so don't ask me to remember the names. But I like the fact that they're running the computer, and he shows that, and Kay shows that his teacher was an alien, 3rd grade teacher, and then they take him to a room where there's a bunch of stuff there that's being held, and he froze something something that's very a bad thing to point in, it starts hitting everything, and he tells him, "God, this is when we go to the computer." After that, and we find out that that an alien's trying to go back home, and he's not allowed to go back home. And this is when Zed comes out and says, "Let's put it on." And Jay says, "Put it one on, the last suit you ever wear." And he puts his suit on, and we are them, we are they, we are the men in black. By his last identity is being erased from memory, and does he even lost his fingerprints. He had to burn off those. That had to hurt. And this is when his, you know what the difference between me and you? I make this look good. Yes, you do. And they go and find out. They go and stop that guy from leaving back and going back home because he's not allowed to. And Agent J has to deliver a baby, and that's pretty funny because while he's explaining what he has to leave, and explaining the roach that's going on, poor Agent J has to deliver a baby. He says, "Catch it," and he caught it, but not before the baby caught him first, or the mama baby, and he told you can leave. I guess I'm not sure, but. Because you never see him again, and I think this is when the roach guy kills the bug guy. The guy goes around spraying bugs, the exterminator. Then he goes to kill those two men that knew about him coming. He kills the big tall man, and he also kills the little that Jay meets in the Jamie at the office. He met him. You saw him, and he also killed the little guy. He just killed the body he was in. He doesn't kill the little alien side of him. And both of them get to be sent to the morgue, but not before. Not before Orion has something to say about it. You like Orion, Sully, don't you?
Yeah, I love Orion. Yeah, Orion's defended his daddy. I would defend you, Marty. I would defend you.
You would?
Yes. Somebody trying to murder you, I defend you like that. I scratch him like, no, you killed my daddy. Meow.
And Orion was mad, wasn't he?
He was pissed. Like, he killed my daddy.
And he went to the morgue with his daddy, didn't he?
Yes, he went. I went to the morgue. Ryan went to the morgue and got himself a new owner. Yeah, Ryan!
That's Sully's favorite character in this movie is Orion.
Go, Ryan! Bye, guys!
So, and this is when we find about Kay's secret love, and he goes and spies on her, and Jay says, "That's a pretty lady," and that made Jay all sad. And oh, so we know, so there's a little secret to the man. Shut up. Kay says, "Shut up," basically, but in his own particular way. And this is when Orion's daddy gets sent to Orion's owner gets sent to the morgue, and they get taken in, and the morgue lady finds out something's wrong with these bodies, and she asks them whose cat is it? That's your problem. The guy who brought the bodies in, that's your problem. Seriously? I know these guys were aliens, but don't they dispose of cat animals easier to just take them to the morgues? They don't find a new home for them. I mean, I'm happy that Orion gets him home out of this, but still. So they find Zed tells them to go to the morgue and find out about it, and Kay looks at the big guy. And they call themselves Agent White and Agent Black, ha 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 ha. And they go and see the bodies. He first thinks that she's hitting on him, but she first looks and tells him to look at the body and he realized that there's something wrong with his ear right here. He opens it, and the poor little alien dies. And Orion goes, "Wow, I I know, Orion. Your master died. And he like calls Agent K. He says, Agent whatever, and get your butt over here, like, Agent whatever, and he realizes this guy was a prince, and stuff like that. But they don't. The alien says the galaxy is on Orion's belt, and Agent K and Jay thinks that it means the constellation of Orion, not the cat. And they go back to the office, and he checks Orion's belt. There's no constellation on Orion's belt. We already knew that because there's no galaxy on Orion's belt because it's a constellation. So how can there be a constellation on a galaxy on the constellation? Doesn't make any sense. So they go talk to the dog, and they figure out they talk to the dog and realize first he goes and gets coffee, and this is when we see those little Wanga guys. Wanga, okay. East Beach Cinema. And I'm sorry if I'm doing this in the wrong order. I'm just trying to remember how much best I can. So hopefully I'm doing it right, but let me know if I'm in the wrong order or not. But I'm trying my best I can. But because I don't think he gets the gun until later, until right before they go to the morgue, because he has to first figure out it was the cat, and it's after he talks to the little pug, who we know the dog's dead now in real life, but sucks. He died after the second movie, so that's why he wasn't in the third movie. But I wish they probably could have gotten a different pug, but still. And he barks at the cat, and this poor dog. I'm pretty sure they used puppet for this part when Tommy Lee Jones shook him and made him like, the galaxy is here. He made him realize that, and he had to bark at the cat in the alley, and that's all he figured out that it's Orion, the cat. I mean, and the alien figured it out by remembering because he grabbed something, and he like figured out that he like went to the guy's jewelry office and found out that this guy had a cat, so he went back to the morgue and tries to kidnaps her and takes the cat's collar away from him. Like, I hope the cat's okay. I don't think he hurt the cat. And like he takes the lady from the morgue, and Jay and Kay both get their guns, and Jay gets a cricket, while but Kay gets a big gun, and he keeps on trying to shoot the gun while the roach is getting away, like, and he keeps on breaking windows, and Kay's like, great, I'm gonna have to get some protocol and make sure everybody gets their brains washed, and he has to go after Jay, and you need to figure out where they took the lady from the morgue, and they figured do those still work when they like go back to the town, because he like found the picture that has those two UFOs in New York, and he remembers that story, and they go back and go to the UFOs, and this is when he gets the bigger gun, and this is when Jay gets the bigger gun, and poor Kay gets himself eaten. Well, then it's up to Jay to keep him busy. But don't worry, the lady from the morgue, it's on a branch, so she's fine. They keep and he has to keep him busy while he has to go get his gun. While he has to grab his gun, and by stepping on a bunch of roaches and getting the bug mad and bad talking him like, "This is your auntie, wasn't it? That's your uncle. That's your cousin." Why he's stepping on them? All your roaches look alike. Like, yes, they all look alike, and I hate them. I don't like roaches. Blah! So this movie was probably really gross to me. Like, we had the fact that they had a big fat roach here. Gross. So, and Kay finds the gun before Jay gets eaten, and he gets shot, and he like congratulated him while they're roach guts. Gross. And they're talking about it and stuff like that. And this is when the morgue lady, like, I'm trying to remember her name. Is it Mary? I think it's Mary. I'm not sure because I think her name is Agent M or something like that. And she's the one that kills the roach. So, and they drive back home, and Agent K explains to him that he wants to retire. And Jay says, I can't do this on my own. And the morgue lady says, "Hey, don't worry, guys. I can be your new partner." And Kate gets his memory washed so he can be with the girl that he was looking at the computer on. So that's my review of this movie, and we find out I forgot which actor it was that they found out was an alien, but they found an actor that back in the 90s was an alien. So they had to go after him. So I like this movie. It was really good, and it's the only one I like. I don't really like the sequels, so that's why I'm not too big on going to see the fourth one. And I mean, I would have loved for them to just do something else with the sequels, not just make it where he's able to have a different partner, but they just never gave that a chance. So it always has to be Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, those two were just good together, but he could have tried to have a different partner, but nope, they didn't want to do that. So I give this one a 9 out of 10. So me go and get my Orion.
Here comes the cat, the cats. Here come the cats in black. Now one that you remember. I don't know her sunglasses. No, bad sunglasses. I'm gonna break them.
Don't break them, Sully.
I get this movie over pause. And my tail. So, remember guys, here come the cats in black. Now one that you remember. Or here come the cats in orange. Now one that you remember.
Bye, guys.